Okay, so let's get into it then. Today we are talking about standing at a powerful crossroads. Where do we get that topic from? It was towards the bottom, wasn't it, of O News 7. And I want to talk about my views on what that actually means. So I'm going to share the screen as always so that you can uh, read along with me as I run through it. Okay, here we go. There you are. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay, so let's start then. A powerful crossroads, or standing at a powerful crossroads in business, signifies a critical juncture where a company must make significant decisions that will probably impact its future. These moments often arise from fundamental shifts within the business or its environment and require careful consideration and strategic action. Now then, if you listen to my live yesterday, you will gauge and understand really how our vehicle got knocked sideways by what was happening on that road that we were on. I thought it was a really good analogy. We basically got blindsided, didn't we, by the biggest of boulders. It took us off the road, it wrote our car off, and it also blocked the highway in front of us. So what's happened since then? We have obviously fixed ourselves. We got injured in that quite considerably. We've managed to get better, and we have got a new vehicle on its way to take us to the destination. But we are stood at a crossroads now, having to take a new direction. Why? Because that path in front of us has been blocked, and we need to make really some big decisions, strategic ones, for the success of our business. So let's have a look at the breakdown then of what it means to be at a crossroads in business. These key characteristics will help explain what goes on behind the scenes as far as businesses who have to make these bold decisions at a pinnacle time of their business and that crossroads and what actions they have to do for it. So, significant decision point. What is this? A crossroads moment is not just another challenge, it is a pivotal point where a company must choose a new direction. We had that pivotal point, didn't we, through no fault of our own, from basically outside influences and internal ones as well. There was a whole culmination of the perfect storm, I suppose, that came along at the same time and really did derail us from our success route that we were on. Instead of chucking the towel in, instead of saying, I've had enough of this, our CEO was determined to get us all back on track. He was determined to carry on. He was determined to make sure that we stayed laser focused on our dream and to move forward. This is why he is saying that we have to make a powerful decision on that crossroads. We have to make a stand, okay, in the sand. Remember, he said, I want to make a line in the sand and move forward from that. We are now standing at that crossroads within our business where we are going to be shown the new direction, where we are going to be told, here we are, we were going down this route, but now we're going to go in this direction. Not only are we going to go in that direction, have a look at this. This is the vehicle that we're going to use to do it in. Our vehicle is a crumpled mess on the side of the road. We are all waiting for that new vehicle to turn up and take us in the new direction. I'm convinced that our CEO will tell us what that new direction is going to be. And it is a pivotal point. when things like this happen to you as a business, you do have to choose a new direction. Forced evaluation, what is that? If it's a reevaluation of your current strategies, leadership styles, and the overall business model that you might have had before. You've been forced to evaluate who you are, your business model, what you are, what you're trying to achieve, etc., when things happen to you that are out of your control. But instead of feeling sorry, instead of giving up, you reevaluate, you have a look at your current strategy. Is it applicable for us moving forward? You have a look at your current leadership within the business. Is it the right leadership that we want within it for us moving forward? And you have to have a look at your overall business model. Is there anything that we can do whilst we are at this crossroads to make our business model better than it was before? All of these things sometimes happen to you without you even knowing it's going to happen. And instead of feeling sorry, instead of giving up, instead of chucking the towel in, you have a good look at your business and say, how can I make it better? What can I do strategically to overcome what happened before? How can I change the leadership style for the better with this new business model? It also brings potential for major change. It might involve adapting the new business model, involving leadership, or even considering a shift in the company's core focus. I don't believe our core focus is going to change whatsoever. I believe that our core focus has always been the same. Do I believe that we got off track as far as our core focus was concerned with the old business? Yeah, I do. I think that was acknowledged by our CEO that we got sidetracked. We went down paths that weren't in line with our business of what we were trying to achieve. Again, this reset, this crossroads that we're on with the new vehicle, going in the new direction to the ultimate goal, which has always been the same, allows us that time to consider a shift in the company as far as what was wrong before and what can we make better right now before we get going. Using this time for benefit, using this time to make the business model even better. That is good business, guys. That is really understanding the power of this pause, utilizing this time to really refine everything, to make sure that it is going to work better than it did before, that it's going to be more successful than it was before. All of these things are pointing, in my opinion, to that direction. And this is why I think standing at this crossroads that we're on at the moment, waiting for our CEO to tell us which direction we're going to be heading with the vehicle, the new one, the better one, after the other one got written off. This is what I think we are going to be so excited about. When he tells us what we're going to have, when he shows us where we're going to be going, this really is going to be extra special for all of us. So it also causes emotional and strategic complexities. That crossroads moment can be emotionally charged for all sorts of reasons. It can be personal, it can be business, it could be things out of your controls. These involve letting go of that familiar comfort that you're in and embracing the unknown. This is what makes successful people successful, because they take that risk. They embrace the unknown rather than shying away from it, whilst also requiring careful strategic planning for that unknown. It certainly gives that business the edge over others. Why? Because they haven't done it yet, have they? This is what sets good business people apart from average businesses. having that desire to maybe take a little risk, to go down the unknown route. And I believe that we are going to be going down a completely new route to our final destination with the brand new vehicle that we're going to see in the next phase. With our CEO at the helm, this is what true leadership is all about. Taking a little bit of a risk. Why? Because it's, in my opinion, necessary to produce something that nobody else has ever seen before. If it's comfortable, if it's easy, you're not taking any risks, are you? It's that risk element that sets you apart from other businesses. Why? Because they haven't even attempted it yet. It's too risky. It's unknown. Nobody's done it before. So why risk that part? The reason we can risk that part is because we're producing a business under different rules. We're not bound by shareholders. We're not bound by other people leaning on us to tell us we need to make certain amounts of money. That is not the game plan of the business. The business is to bring something that people actually want, people need, but more importantly, we are doing it with the right ethics. What did our CEO said? He said in those O Newses and the recap that he did through O News 7, it's time to have a look again at the reasons you are here, reevaluate. Okay. And part of that is the ethical part of this business. We need to be aligned with our CEO. We need to be aligned with what he wants. We need to be aligned with what that business model is all about. And this is what's going to set us all aside. Having him at the helm, taking a few risks for the benefit of the business in a direction that nobody else has been, producing things that nobody else has ever seen, let alone used before. And we are all part of that. This is where sometimes when you get knocked sideways in business, your vehicle gets written off, you have to have a good look at your business model, make changes, evolve the leadership, consider a shift in where the company is going as far as the direction. I believe this is where he said we are at a powerful crossroads in our business. So examples of crossroads moments that happen in business: major client loss or a win. Losing a client obviously has a significant and dramatic effect on a company's trajectory. That hasn't happened to us. If you remember, as far as our trajectory was concerned, we got off to an absolute stormer. As far as startup businesses is concerned, it took the internet really by surprise. We were absolutely racing out the door. That was just a taster. I believe through the next phase, and you guys out there as well, with the will of you wanting to win as well, with our CEO and the business model that he's going to give us, I think that's going to be small fry compared to what the next phase is going to be. Key personal changes: the departure of vital team members or the decision to hire new leaders can be a crossroad moment. I think from what we've been told by our CEO, that has been a major part of the crossroad moment. We know that a lot of things have happened behind the scenes that we don't quite know the full details of, but they've certainly had a massive impact on this business. We know that we've got a good person at our helm who isn't going to give up on us. We know that he is do it or die. We know that he is going to make sure that those personal changes that happen to him and the business isn't going to affect the overall business model. Need for propositional change. Recognizing that current product or service offerings is no longer competitive requires a strategical shift. Now, I don't know, this is me just guessing and out the box. a lot's happened in a year as far as technology is concerned, as far as AI has happened, as far as marketing has happened, as far as the needs of consumers. A lot has changed within a year since we paused OnPassive to where we are right now. I would not be surprised if we see something brash and bold in the next phase. I would not be surprised if that change, because the current model that we had before is no longer competitive, is going to be completely different. Listen, we all use other technology online right now. We know that there is certain features within the ones that we use now that were in our old products. That's not giving us the edge anymore, is it? So I am convinced that moving forward, we are going to see something revolutionary, something completely out there that's going to bowl us over as far as technology is concerned. And when you start marrying all those things together with the new phase, with the new vehicle, with the new AI and the technology and all the rest of it, the new feel of the next phase, because I'm convinced it's not going to look like it was, because what's the point of that? It has to be brash, has to be bold, has to be exciting to get the attention of literally the online world. This is why I think that these things that have happened, yes, they are damaging, yes, they are hurtful, yes, they are not good for the business, but you can change all those things to make it a huge positive for the business by utilizing that time wisely, by getting the right team involved, by changing, making changes. All of this adds to a really strong new business model. That's where I think we are. And we are stood at that crossroads right now, just waiting for our CEO to give us the good news. And believe me, guys, it is going to be fantastic news. If you thought the journey of our last business was good, you wait and see this one. It really is going to blow your socks off. Also, reaching a ceiling. When a company hits a growth ceiling, it needs to decide whether to adapt its business model or accept limitations. That hasn't even come close for us yet. So that's not part of why we are doing it. So how do you navigate a crossroads? Well, the first one, you have to take action. Don't remain stagnant. Even small steps can break inertia and build inertia, sorry. Seek guidance. Learn by speaking to people, support and insights. I know that our CEO has got a very strong team behind him. I know that he spends an awful lot of time with his team. They understand what he is trying to achieve. They understand what his goal is. And I'm sure that they are working as hard as they possibly can to realize what he wants and for that dream of the next phase. Evaluate options, analyze the potential outcomes of each path, considering both risk and rewards. You know, before we beta tested things, remember? We had little snippets, we had beta versions of them, and we were testing them. I am convinced that all of this has been done in-house behind the scenes. So when we get a product or service in the next phase, it's going to be done. It's going to be ready. It's going to be functional. That means that all of that has been done behind the scenes so that we don't have to make any changes or anything else like that. Embrace change. Be open to evolving the business model, leadership style, or even the core offerings. Again, what was is exactly that. It is a was. What is coming is going to be new. We really need to make sure that we are embracing moving forward. We need to make sure that our mindset is on moving forward, not looking back at what was. What was the old business model. What is coming is going to be new, exciting, revolutionary, and better than what was before. We can't dwell on old. We must look forward to what is happening going forward. This is part of the crossroads. This is part of embracing that change, of moving forward to the next phase. And the last one, which I think is probably the most true of all of them, is stay true to the vision. This is the number one thing that has been the driving force, in my opinion, of our CEO. Having that vision laser focused in his mind, ensuring that the chosen path aligns with the company's long-term goals and values. Just that sentence alone should explain everything about our business. Alignment, values. Pretty simple words, really, but they mean so much. If you're not aligned with the whole ethos of our business, if you don't understand what our values are all about, how can you be part of our community and our movement? The two just don't go hand in hand. If you are here just to make the money, maybe this isn't for you. There's more to this business than just making money. Why? Because we've had our CEO speak about so much other things that he wants to try and achieve. And how's he going to achieve that? Not on his own, he's not. He's going to achieve it through all of us. And this is where I think we come into the whole of this business so much more than just being customers, affiliates of the next phase. We're mini hymns as far as what he's trying to achieve. Yes, of course, don't get me wrong. We all want to better our lives. We all want financial security. And this is part of the reason we got involved. But after that, and there will be an after that, once we've filled our cups, once we've sat down and sorted everyone else out, the next phase is to go out in our own little ways and make a difference locally to as many people as we possibly can. Anyway, guys, that's it from me for today. As I said before, keep an eye out in your OES for our ONews 8.